Why, hello, everybody. I'm feeling very poppy-ish today. We are going to learn our last online math lesson today. I know there's one left after this, but we're going to use that time to wrap up and do the class survey and do all of that stuff. So this will be our last algebra lesson online. So I thought I'd make it a little groovy, if you know what I mean. And also, algebra is always groovy. You guys know that. So, without further ado, let's factor polynomials that start with something other than a 1. Oh, yeah, we already did that. So, hopefully you guys can all catch on really quickly and easily today. I did write a little bit of side notes. I encourage you to do the same. And we will start. So what the first thing says here, the first thing that you need to be asking yourself when you're going to go and factor out a trinomial is there a greatest common factor other than 1? So let's look at that. 5, 11, and 2. No, there is not a greatest common factor other than 1. But this starts with something other than 1, so we can't just jump to what multiplies to get 2 and adds to get 11. We have to find factors of 5 times 2 that add to get 11. That's what I'm writing here. Find factors of A and C, these outside ones, that add to get the middle guy. Okay, so if you sit and think about that for a second, it's like, okay, A times C, 5 times 2 would be 10, and I'm going to write that down here. Factors of 10 that add to get 11 would be what? Factors of 10 that add to get 11. You guys are like, oh, 2 times 5. No, how about 10 and 1? Yeah, 10 times 1 is 10, but 10 plus 1 is 11. So what we're going to do then, and this is what I wrote in purple, this part I messed up on, so don't mind that. Rewrite this guy and split it up. So what we're going to do is we are going to keep the 5x squared and we're going to keep the 2, but we're going to split the 11 up into the 10 and the 1. So we're going to make this plus 10x plus 1x plus 2, like that. So really, instead of writing 11x as one quantity, we're just writing it as 2, 10x and 1x. Okay. So now we're going to split that guy up and we're going to factor out the greatest common factor. So we're going to split it right down the middle and we're going to find the GCF of the left side. So what is the GCF of 5x squared and 10x? Well, the number is 5, but you can also take an x out of both terms. So 5x is our GCF, leaving us with x on this side because you're dividing that out. 5x squared divided by 5x leaves you with 1x. If you divide 5x out of 10x, then we are left with 2, and that's it. Because remember, we're dividing the bases. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and we're subtracting the exponents. 2 minus 1 is 1. Divide the bases. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Subtract the exponents. 1 minus 1 is 0 for the x. Okay, same thing on the other side. What's the greatest common factor that can come out of 1x and 2? And so sometimes this is going to happen. It's 1. And then that leaves us with 1x plus 2 that is left in here, which is good. We want these to match inside our parentheses on both sides. And then the last thing is we're going to rewrite this as 2 binomials. So we're going to take these two GCFs, the 5x and the 1, and we're going to put that in our first binomial. And our second binomial will be the one that matches here, the 1x plus 2. And this, friends, is the final answer. That's the factored form of that polynomial. Okay, cool. 1 down, 1 to go. Now, second one I chose to do is 4v squared minus 4v minus 8. Okay, let's walk through the steps again. So the first step was, is there a GCF? And in this case, there is. What is the greatest common factor of 4v squared minus 4v minus 8. Think. Oh, it's 4. So if there is a GCF, we want to take it out first. So we're going to take 4 out. And then we're going to rewrite all 3 terms by dividing the 4 out of them. So if I divide this by 4, I'm left with 1v squared. If I do that here, I'm left with minus 1v. Oops, I put an x, sorry. And then if I divide it out here, I'm left with 2. Okay, and so once you do that, then you get to go through your next part. So find factors of a times c that add to b. So, okay, so 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And so they have to multiply to get negative 2, but they have to add to get negative 1, that middle term. So what 2 numbers multiply to get negative 2, but add to get negative 1? Let's think about this. Oh, I know. Negative 2 and 1. Okay? And so in this case, I'm going to do it the long way, but then I'm going to go back and show you that we could have done it shorter. We can split it up and factor it again. So we get, oh, sorry, I'm running out of space here. So we're going to keep the 4. If we split this up, we're going to do 1v squared, great, and minus 2 over here. And now we're going to split these up into plus 1v minus 2v. I know I split these and I turned them around because I felt that 1 went better with 1 and I felt that negative 2 went better with negative 2. Okay, now we're going to split it up and factor out GCFs. Okay, if I split that down the middle there, and I'm going to keep the 4, right? And I'm going to do some big brackets here. So the greatest common factor of 1v squared and 1v would be 1v. So let's take that out. And if I take that out here, I am left with just plain old v. And if I take that out here, I'm left with 1. Let's do the other side. What's the greatest common factor of negative 2v and negative 2? Oh, it's negative 2. Okay, cool. Negative 2, if I take that out, I am left with v. If I take it out here, I'm left with 1. Great, that's what I wanted. Those match. Okay, last and final step then is to rewrite the whole thing. We kept that 4 with us, so that's got to stay out front. And now I need binomials, though. My first binomial will be the 2 GCFs, 1v minus 2. And the second one will be the matching one, v plus 1. Okay, you can also write this as 4 and then v minus 2 and then v plus 1. You don't have to have the 1 in front of the v. Okay, that is the final answer. I went about that. Whoa, I didn't realize you couldn't see that last part. I went about that kind of the long way, though. If you would have realized that this is a 1 in front, you could have skipped the splitting and done yesterday's, and that is find factors that multiply to get negative 2, that add to get negative 1 right away, and done it that way. But because we're in the chapter that's ax² plus bx plus c, I thought I'd do it the long way for you one last time. Okay, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it helps you answer the last few questions I have for you for the year about mathematics. And hopefully really wanted to do. I love you all. I miss you all. Please keep me updated on your progress as you go to the high school. Love you guys. Have a great year. Or summer, I guess I should say.